I walk to the window.
I walk to the window. I look through the glass. I can feel my pain. I can see the past.
I can see the past.
The window pane is cold.
The window pane is cold. A hard rain fell. My thoughts grow old. My pain becomes a living hell.
My pain becomes a living hell.
How many times have I tried to feel good?
How many times have I tried to feel good? How many windows have I stared through, wondering why I don't, thinking that I should.
Thinking that I should.
Away from the window pane, I walk.
Away from the window pane, I walk. In order to keep my sanity. Anything but the truth to myself, I talk. My Savior's name is vanity.
My Savior's name is vanity.
In order to keep my sanity.
My Savior's name is vanity.
Away from the window pane, I walk. In order to keep my sanity. Anything but the truth to myself, I talk. My Savior's name is vanity.
My sanity. Away from anything but the truth to myself, I talk.
In order.
My Savior's
My
name
sanity.
is vanity.
Anything.
Away from the window pane, I walk. In order to keep my sanity. Anything but the truth to myself, I talk. My Savior's name is vanity.
Away from but the truth to myself, I talk. In order, my Savior's name is vanity. Anything
Away from
but
the window
truth to
pane,
myself,
I walk.
I talk.
In order to
My
keep
Savior's
my
name
sanity.
is vanity.
Anything but the truth to myself, I talk. My Savior's name is vanity. Anything but the truth to myself, I talk. My Savior's name is vanity. You know what?
What's that?
Well, I think the Bible is full of it.
Well, you may be right. And you may be wrong. But why do you say this?
I say this because the Bible is full of it. The Bible is full of parables of the human psyche. The Bible is a record of greatly exaggerated historical events for the purpose of interpreting them as a guidebook to enlightenment and personal power. God is not an external entity, and the Bible does not say that this is so. That is a false perception harnessed by egos that seek control of a world that does not exist. God is within us, and we are the creator of our realities. From this sense, all of our personal realities can be shifted at any time through feeling and assumption.
Through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. And assumption. Through feeling and assumption.
All of our personal realities can be shifted. Can be shifted. Can be shifted at any time through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. Feeling and assumption. Feeling and assumption. All of our personal realities can be shifted. Can be shifted. Can be shifted at any time through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. And assumption. Through feeling and assumption. All of our personal realities can be shifted. Can be shifted. Can be shifted at any time through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. And assumption. All All of our personal realities can be shifted. Can be shifted. Can be shifted at any time through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. And assumption. Through feeling and assumption. All of our personal realities can be shifted. Can be shifted. Can be shifted at any time through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption. Through feeling and assumption.
Yeah, you are right. I hear what you are saying. You are right. I hear what you are saying. You are right. I hear what you are saying.
Yeah, the Bible is full of it. Amazing metaphysical stories of the reality of love. And I know one of these amazing stories from this amazing psychological book.
What's the story?
What's the story?
What's the story?
Once upon a time, within our dream world of illusions, Herod imprisoned Peter. The night before Herod was to sentence Peter to death, Peter was guarded by 4 guards, of which 2 of them were bonded to Peter with chains inside the cell, while the other 2 guards remained just outside the cell.
The other 2 guards remained just outside the cell, and Peter drifted off to sleep, while chained to the 2 guards.
Peter drifted off into sleep while chained to the 2 guards that were instructed not to sleep. And the other 2 guards outside the cell were also instructed not to sleep, and were an extra measure in keeping Peter imprisoned so that Herod could sentence Peter to death on the next day.
Herod was to sentence Peter to death on the next day. But during the night, an angel appeared and raised Peter from his slumber.
During the darkness of the night, an angel appeared, and a bright light illuminated the entire cell and the immediate area. The angel raised Peter from his sleep, and the chains that attached Peter to the 2 guards fell from Peter's body. And Peter looked around, noticing the guards were sleeping. The angel said, "Don't worry, and put on your robe and tie your sandals." And then the angel said, "Follow me."
And the angel said to Peter, "Follow me." And so Peter followed the angel.
So Peter followed the angel, but thought it was a dream. He thought he was seeing a vision. The cell door unlocked and opened of its own accord as they walked out of the cell and left the sleeping guards behind. And they walked past many sleeping guards and sleeping prisoners within the entire prison complex. They came to the iron gate that leads to the city, which opened for them of its own accord.
They came to the iron gate that leads to the city, which opened for them of its own accord.
And they went through the iron gateway, and walked down one of the city streets, and immediately the angel disappeared.
And they went through the iron gateway and walked down one of the city streets, and immediately the angel disappeared. And when Peter had come to himself, he said, "Now I know for certain that the Lord has sent his angel and has delivered me from the hand of Herod, and from all the expectations of the Jewish people."
Has delivered me from the hand of Herod, and from all the expectations of the Jewish people.
So, what do you think of that story?
So, what do you think of that story?
Yeah, I get it. When I look through that window pane and feel my pain, and see my past, I need to realize that I could see peace. Instead of this, my mind is part of God's. I think that most of us have never heard of, or won't say, or refuse to believe. that all biblical parables are about the human psyche. This story that you have told me is a story about our human condition. And this parable is a story about releasing ourselves from the jail cell we have created within our subconscious minds. We refuse to forgive our past. We refuse to let go of negative past events.
No way!
Yes, way.
Yes! Way! And these past mistakes and events that we refuse to forgive or let go of keep us locked and secured in the prison cell of our private mental prison complex, so that we may be sentenced to death. This private mental dilemma is represented by the prison guards in this parable. The other sleeping prisoners are a representation of the peoples of this world. And we, as a whole, have given our consciousness to the fear that is the way of this world, which is represented by Herod in this parable.
Okay.
Herod represents our belief in the way of the world. The prison complex is a representation of the illusions the way of the world produces out of fear within our thoughts. So, the exciting thing about this parable is this. Peter, by saying, "Delivered me from the hand of Herod and from all the expectations of the Jewish people," is the same as us proclaiming on this day that we are delivered from false beliefs and the expectations of the world with its intolerable prospects.
That's the coolest thing ever.
That's the coolest thing ever.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Yes! It is the coolest thing ever.
Yes, it is. It is the coolest thing ever. By saying that the guards were put to sleep while Peter slept is the same as us saying that our perceptions that have imprisoned us can be put to sleep and a dream of freedom can be produced by the reality of love through our universal mind consciousness. And when the reality of love produces a dream, we become aware of this horrible dream world that is all around us, and we see this dream world for the illusions that it is and that it produces, and we receive the reality of love, which is a wonderful dream that is true in the celestial sense, and that becomes real.
No way!
Yes! Way!
Remember, Peter and the angel walked to the iron gate. The iron gate and the cell door, which open of their own accord, represents our subconscious prompters, our negative past mistakes, and events that linger within our subconscious as shadowy figures of self-destruction. And remember that the entire prison complex was sleeping, and not just 4 guards in the area of Peter's cell. If we are predetermined to focus our attention on universal mind consciousness, we wake up to our eternal home within our lives. We wake up to our reality of love.
We wake up and we are unbounded and we are risen and we are guided to our release from our subconscious prison cell that we have made with our past mistakes and events which we refuse to forgive. We are guided by the same angel that guided Peter on his journey from jail. And we are freed from the prison we made within our own mind. We are freed from the prison that we made within our own mind. And we shall be released. We shall be released within this very moment, because all our worldly perceptions are a lie. Our perceptions have been produced by the many who have come and gone and those here today. And they are worldly perceptions. Our worldly perceptions are the big lie. This is because we have been separated from the universal subconscious mind of God, and we no longer see the reality of love from which we came.
We no longer see the reality of love from which we came.
This occurred in an instant. at the beginning of the illusion of time. Who knows how many years ago? However, we who, like Peter, reconnect with universal mind consciousness and receive the reality of love, become released from our illusionary prison of fear. And we do not have to worry about going back. Because just as Peter was guided through the prison's iron gate, we are guided through the worldly illusion of fear and into the reality of love. And the reality of love is heaven on earth. The reality of love is heaven now, the heaven from which we came and the heaven to which we return. And we shall be released.
And we shall be.
And we shall be
released.
We shall
And
be
we
released.
shall be. We shall be released.
And so, now that I am released,
And so, now that I am released,
And so, now that I am released, I no longer regret the past. I no longer dwell in the past. I no longer feel contempt. I have freed myself from the mental prison cell that I had made in my mind. But I remember when.
I remember when.
I remember when
I walked to the window.
I walked to the window.
I walked to the window and looked through the glass. I felt my pain and I saw my past.
I saw my past.
I saw my past.
The window pane was old. The window pane was old.
The window pane was old. How old? I can't tell. But my thoughts grew cold, and my pain became a living hell.
My pain became a living hell.
My pain became a living hell.
That pain was living within me.
That pain was living within me.
That pain was living within me. No matter what I would do. And it was stuck in my mind. Like an illusionary glue.
Like an illusionary glue.
Like an illusionary glue.
I tried to feel good.
I tried to feel good. I tried to feel good. And I stared through the window, wondering why I don't. And thinking that I should.
Thinking that I should.
Thinking that I should.
My Savior's name was vanity.
My Savior's name was vanity.
My Savior's name was vanity. When I would walk away from that window pane, because I thought that vanity could hide my insanity.
Could hide my insanity.
Could hide my insanity.
But now it is only the truth.
But now it is only the truth.
But now it is only the truth. To myself that I talk. And this unlocks the prison door of my subconscious mind. And I go through that prison complex, Iron Gate.
I go through that prison complex, Iron Gate.
I go through that prison complex, Iron Gate.
And I am delivered. And I am delivered. And I am delivered from the hand of this illusionary world and all the expectations of its people and their illusionary perceptions that
that built it.
Illusionary world and the
Illusionary
false
world
perceptions
and
that
the
built
false
it.
perceptions that built
Illusionary world and the false perceptions that
Illusionary world and the false perceptions that built it.
And I am delivered
into the reality of love.